So mga kabanat, ang video na ito ay ginawang press conference o media media briefing ni spokesperson Jimenez, kung saan inilabas niya dito yung ulat patungkol sa disqualification case laban kay Bongbong Marcos. So itong hapon na ito ay naglabas din yung resulta itong Comelec, kung saan isa sa mga petitioner na ni grupo ng mga pare na itong si Father Christian Buenafe ay ang petition kasi nila mga kabanat ay para i-cancel itong COC ni Bongbong Marcos. Sorry. Pero ay ito'y ibinasura ng Comelec mga kabanat. So, sorry. Panoorin niyo itong mga kabanat, itong press conference ni James Jimenez, at marami kayong matutunan dito patungkol sa kaso. Ano ba talaga itong kaso ni Bongbong Marcos, na madi-disqualify ba siya o hindi? So, panoorin niyo itong mga kabanat.
82, 83, and 84. So, for this reason, when Respondent Marcos Jr. Checked the item on the COC saying that he has no disqualifications, that it was not a misrepresentation. The division further found that there was no deliberate attempt to mislead. The commission, contrary to the allegations of the respondents. The division likewise noted that failure to file an income tax return is not a crime involving moral turpitude. All right? So those are the main points of the decision of the second division. We will make this available to you today. Okay? I do have the printed copy already, but I will make available to you the soft copy as well, so you'll be able to read it immediately. The hard copy, if anyone wants it, please just inform the Comelec, the EID staff at the press room. Okay. Moving on to other matters, we are now waiting on the final ballot phase. Please stay tuned. We might make that announcement later today. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Okay, no questions? Okay.
Here we have
Mikhail. Go ahead.
Hi. Director James, what's the status of the cases pending with the first division, the 3 consolidated ones?
We're still waiting on those decisions. So, no word yet.
Are we expecting a decision to be announced today or not?
I really can't say. I'm waiting for word from Commissioner Guanza.
Okay, sige sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have another from Miss Melissa.
Hi, sir. Actually, I just also wanted to follow up on the first division, but yeah, address. Sir, yung dun sa ballot phase. So, if the ballot phase comes out today, not necessarily naman na printing also right after, no, sir?
Definitely. The ballot phases come out today. After that, we will announce the start of the schedule of printing, because we have to walk through NPO before we start printing. Okay? We have to.
So dapat kasabay siya.
Mauna mo na yung walkthrough, right? And then after that, ballot printing starts. When ballot printing starts, we will not be able to go inside the printing area. We will only be confined to the observation area. So we've insisted that we hold the walkthrough before we actually start ballot run. Okay?
Sir, tas ilang weeks yung expected period ng printing?
We'll have to find out first what the maximum running capacity of the machines are. We will find that out within the day of the start of printing.
All right. Okay? Thank you, sir.
So we will give you the timetables then. Okay. Tina,
Good good morning po. Sir, itong petition po ng division, is this unanimous and how many days do the petitioners have to appeal?
Itong second division? Ito?
Yes, sir. Cancel COC.
This is unanimous in the result. There is a separate opinion from Commissioner Antonio Po. But in the result, it's unanimous. How many
And
days to appeal?
sir, no?
Normally 5 days to appeal.
All right. Sir, and then once the ruling of the en banc comes out, the decision is final as far as the Comelec is concerned, correct po?
That is correct.
All right. Thank you, sir. That's it from me.
All right.
So we have another from Ms. Ina, Reformina of EBS. Ms.
Go ahead.
Ina.
Yes, Director, some of the questions were already answered, sir. I just would like to clarify one point, Director. When you say po that the representations made were material but not false, what is the difference there for a layman po, Director, between materiality and falsity?
Oo. Ang issue kasi nung petitioner is that nagkaroon ng false misrepresentation, ano? Nagkaroon, ibig sabihin ng essentially na mislead yung commission into believing na eligible or dapat na makatakbo yung kandidato, in this case Marcos Jr. So yun yung nature ng sinasabing misrepresentation. Ang sinasabi dito, ang ginawa nitong decision second division is number one, clarify kung anong ibig sabihin ng material representation. Diba? Kasi maraming laman yung COC eh. Yung COC maraming nilalaman yan. May age dyan. Okay. Oo. When we're talking about the material misrepresentation, ang tinutukoy natin, yung sinabi doon sa COC that he is eligible for the position of president and that he has not been meted the penalty of perpetual disqualification from public office. Basically, yun ang sinabi ng kandidato. Ngayon, yun yung sina-challenge ng petitioner. Sabi ng petitioner, hindi totoo yan kasi hindi ka eligible kasi disqualified ka. So, yun yung representation na sinasabi at yun yung false representation na tinutukoy. But in this case, sabi ng division, walang naging false misrepresentation. Kasi, number one, hindi naman talaga disqualified. And number two, dahil hindi talaga disqualified, tama yung sinabi niya dun sa COC na hindi pa siya nadi-disqualify.
Therefore, Director, what the second division is essentially saying, mahalaga po na makita doon mismo sa ruling na in-uphold ng Court of Appeals, doon sa
That's right.
positive portion na talagang perpetual disqualified. It cannot be something that is assumed, but rather something that should be explicitly stated in the ruling, Director?
Absolutely, no? Hindi ka pwede mag-interpret, hindi ka pwede mag-speculate or mag-extrapolate ng penalty na hindi nag-i-exist. In this case, sabi nga ng korte, sabi nga ng division, sabi niya, wala naman tayong karapatan mag-review ng decision ng CA, syempre mas mataas na body yan. Pero kailangan natin malaman kung ano exactly ang sinabi ng CA. Kasi yun ang magiging basehan kung talaga nga bang nagkaroon ng material misrepresentation. And ayon doon sa analysis ng sinulat sa dispositive portion ng Court of Appeals, walang nakalagay na disqualification doon. So, walang disqualification.
Director, just to clarify on the consolidated petitions before the first division, sir, has there been a deliberation already? Is there a draft already? Or are we still dun sa proseso that the commissioners have yet to deliberate on it or are still deliberating? Therefore, there is no draft therefore, they will have to vote still on the consolidated petitions.
So, as far as I know, when we say it's been submitted for resolution, you're really just waiting for the final decision to be written. As far as I know, nagkaroon na yan ng consultation, nag-usap na yan sila, and we're just waiting for the decision to be written.
Sir, is it confirmed, Director, that one of the reasons for the delay is because one of the staff of the author, if I'm not mistaken, contracted COVID-19? And how will that affect now the promulgation of the ruling? What is the timeline that we're now looking at if indeed that is confirmed po, Director James?
I cannot speak to the impact of staff having COVID. At this point, all I really know is that there is nothing to promulgate. So I'm waiting for word from the First Division, particularly the presiding officer of the First Division.
Sir, you're on mute, I think,
Their
sir.
original. Wala. I'm okay. I'm not muted. But can you hear me now? Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Ina, can you hear me?
Yes
Si
po,
Ina
sir. Yes.
nag-freeze ata. Anyway.
Nag-freeze po.
Oo. Can we move on to the next question? Balikan natin si Ina later.
Yes, sir. Sir, for the next question is Ron. Ron, are you still in the Zoom room?
Hi, Director James. Good morning. So,
Morning.
Sir, clarify ko lang po yung mga cases natin ngayon. So, we have 7 pending cases. Again,
Naglabas na ako niyan ng isang araw
Hindi,
Naglabas na ako niyan ng isang araw, Ron.
meron kasi, sir, confusion dun sa kung na-decide na ba yung kay Tiburcio, Marcos.
I don't have a copy of that decision yet. As far as I know, it has been settled, but again, I cannot validate that because there's no paper in front of me right now. So we'll have to keep on updating that to find out.
So officially, Director, how many cases have been disqualified?
So far that I have record of, I think this brings it to 2. Hindi ako nakakamali. Yung kay Danilo Lihay-Lihay, Buena Fe. The others have been consolidated. One was withdrawn. Ilagan was withdrawn. So I think 2 pa lang ang may final decision.
And so how many cases are still
5
pending
left.
in 7
Looks like
divisions?
5. Looks like 5 left, except that 3, 194, 23, I think, and 24 have been consolidated into one case. So, ilan na lang yan? 4 na lang siguro natitira. We'll update the matrix. Ron. Don't worry.
Okay. So, dalawa po for second division and we still have 2 consolidated
Yeah.
petitions in the first division.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you, Director.
Thank you. Pwede
Sir,
natin
just-
balikan si... Balikan
Yes, sir.
natin si
Miss
Ina.
Ina po. Yes po. Miss Ina, go ahead.
Director, thank you very much for the indulgence. Sir, since you're being live streamed, sir, tanong ko lang po on behalf of the public listening in and watching right now, ano pong impact nitong ganito po na may nauna na ruling ang isang division, may pending pa tayong inaasahan sa ibang division, and considering na magkaiba din po ito ang causes of action, yung isa dito disqualification consolidated, yung isa dito cancellation, at meron pa rin iba na nakabinbin pa po, sir?
Well, alam mo, marami kasing kasong final di ba? Katulad nga nabanggit natin kanina, more than 5 cases have been filed. Definitely, isa-isang i-dispose yan. No? Medyo mahirap mag-speculate kung anong mangyayari dun sa ibang kaso on the basis of one decision. So, ang pinakamagandang gawin natin is hintayin natin lumabas bawat decision and then we will discuss it as they come out.
And just to clarify, sir, if these cases do not attain finality before the start of printing of ballots, his name will still be included in the ballot, right, Director?
Yes, the name will still be on the ballot.
Thank you very much, Director James.
Thank you. Okay.
Sir James,
Next
we have
question.
questions inside our chat box. Sir from Hannah Birthday of GMA News Online.
Ang dami ko nakikitang nakataas na kamay. Tapos
Yes,
na ba
sir.
yan?
Naka-queue na po sila, sir. To
Okay.
put on record lang po, may we know the reason behind the postponement of the release of the decision po ng First Division. Then as another question, sir, from Sir Samuel Medanilla of Business Mirror. First question po ni Sir Sam. May issues na na-raise po ang Comelec sa NPO during the 2019 polls for allegedly outsourcing the...
Hold on. Other matters na yan. Let's stick with the cases muna. The first question, as to the promulgation of the decision of the first division, wala pa akong official word na postponed. So, we'll have to wait on that. No? Alamin natin kung bakit tayo nadidelay ng konti. Alright? The second question was what? Wala
Sir,
mo
other matters. Other matters. Sir, we have Dwight of Rappler. Dwight, go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir,
Morning.
first, can we get, sir, an updated projected timeline, at least dito sa Buena Fe petition? When this reaches the end bank, how long would it take before they come out with a resolution po?
I'm sorry, what do you mean timeline for Buena Fe? Na-out na natin, di ba? What do you mean?
Sorry, sir, hindi ko po narinig. Sir, ano mo sagot niyo, sir?
Oo, sorry din, Dwight. Na-out na yung decision ng Buena Fe. What timeline are you asking about?
I mean, sir, about sa end bank level, sir. How long would it take for them to come out with... How long would it take for them to come out with the decision?
Well, that depends on whether or not an appeal is filed. Number one. And number two, if an appeal is filed, I still cannot say kung gaano katagal aabutin ng NBank. Just like dito, hindi natin alam kung gaano katagal aabutin ito when it was originally submitted for resolution. Sorry.
Okay, sir. And sir, balik lang po ako dun sa ballot phase. I'm not sure if this was answered, but is there a reason po why na-delay po yung pag-release ng ballot phase natin ulit?
We're other matters na rin to but since nandito na tayo, we're actually waiting for it to be released today. Okay? Hindi naman tayo nagbigay ng time for the release of the ballot phases, but we are still waiting for it today. As far as I know, there are certain types of ballot phases that have already been cleared. Again, we're looking to make that announcement within the day as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dwight.
Sir, we have Mikhail of AFP. Mikhail, go ahead.
Sir James, I just wanted to clarify on the actual number of pending cases. Kasi you said, I think in January 4 or 5, that the Tiburcio Marcos case has been...
Yeah, I know. I said that.
already.
But I don't have the paper for that yet, actually. I don't have the decision on the Tiburcio case. And I don't have an update on the Tiburcio case. So we'll have to correct and update the matrix that we gave you, which we gave you last time. No, last week's briefing was followed by the matrix for the cases. So please refer to that.
Okay, so is it pending or resolved or what? Kasi we're keeping count of the pending case. So
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand what you're doing. We'll provide you a more recent update, no? The latest update. We'll have to clarify certain things about that as well.
Okay, sir. So it's officially from Comelec. There are 5 pending cases, tama po ba? Including the Tiburcio one.
Di ba it's in the matrix na? That's official Comelec utterance. You can use that as a guide.
Okay, we just wanted to clarify kasi yung statement on the Tiburcio one is a bit confusing. So 5 pending cases. Tama, sir? 5?
Yes, it's in the matrix.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, another question po from Greg of TV5. How does this second division ruling affects the pending cases in first division, considering that it has also ruled on some of the matters which grounds mentioned in the pending disqualification cases, such as the in question provision for perpetual disqualification following the tax conviction and the promulgation of the amended NIRC of 1986.
It has no impact, Greg. Each division will come to their own decision. So I cannot say that the decision of one division will impact how another division decides. So, hiwalay na issue yan.
Okay. Sir, another question from Dwight from the inbox po. If Marcos is DQ'd at the NBank level after the printing of ballots but before the May 9 election, what will happen to the votes cast for him?
If a candidate is disqualified before the elections but after the ballots have been printed, obviously the name remains on the ballot, and any vote garnered by that name on the ballot will be considered stray.
Thank you, sir. So far, sir, nobody's raising their hands for questions. No questions sa inbox, no question from Viber, sir.
Okay, sige. We'll update the matrix on Marcos cases within the day.
Hi, Sir James. Hi.
Yes.
Hindi ako maka-open. Hello, sir. Sir, clarification lang din po, Sir James. Kumbaga, hypothetical question din naman yung itong akin. Pagka not to prejudge yung decision po ng First Division, if ma-disqualify po si BBM, question din po kasi ito ng marami, Sir James, kung pwede ba siyang palitan either ni Amy, yung kanyang sister, at ng kanyang asawa na si Araneta po, Sir James.
Basta ka-apelido, Dante. Basta ka-apelido. So, kunwari, si Amy Marcos, technically, yes. Siyempre, Marcos din yan no? Yung Lisa Araneta Marcos, who is married to Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Again, technically, pwede rin. Ka-apelido rin di ba? So, yan yung requirement natin. Just para lang mabuo yung information natin, hindi kailangan kapamilya, Dante, ha? Hindi kailangan kapamilya. Kailangan lang kaapelido. There's another question here. I'll just read it kasi relevant siya. Should the substitute be a member of the party? The rules don't say. The rules only say kaapelido. Same surname.
Isa na lang po, Sir James. Very quick lang po. Kasama ba doon sa decision po ng Second Division na yung gaya na nabanggit niyo noong nakaraan na only the Supreme Court can say na mayroong moral turpitude po? Thank you.
Yes, it's there. In one of the final points of the division's decision, the division made it clear made it a point to say that the offense of failure to file income tax is not a crime involving moral turpitude, that only the Supreme Court can determine which crimes involve moral turpitude.
Thank you, Sir James.
Okay.
Sir, another pahabol question po from Miss Ina. Then we have 3 hands po.
Ina, go ahead.
Mukha po yatang naka-free si Miss Ina. We have Sam. Sir Sam. Sir Sam, go ahead po. Okay. Sir Sam? Wala rin po si Sir Sam. We have Dwight. Go ahead for your follow-up question.
Ano lang, sir, clarification lang ulit and for soundbite lang, sir. If Marcos wins the presidency but is disqualified after pa po ng May polls, who will take over the second po ba in the presidential race or the new VP elect? Thank you, sir.
Obviously, Dwight, if that happens, there'll be cases filed about that. But from what I understand of the law that applies right now, that particular set of circumstances will lead to the vice president succeeding. Okay, not the second placer. Kasi nanalo siya di ba? Nanalo siya, na-disqualify lang, which means that valid naman yung election, disqualified lang yung candidate. So under those circumstances, I believe that the resolution would be for the law of succession to activate, and therefore it's the sitting vice president that will succeed.
And sir, finally, dun sa Monsod petition, yung sa Ilocano group, dahil po nag-submit or deadline ng submission of the memoranda today, is it safe to say na deemed for resolution na siya or submitted for resolution na siya?
Once na-submit na yung mga required memoranda, then yes. it will be then deemed submitted for resolution.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, we have Mikhail. Mikhail, go ahead.
Sir, soundbite lang din for nuancing, especially for foreign readers who are not closely following the case. Now that the second division has rejected the petition against Mr. Marcos, what does this actually mean to his candidacy?
Well, it just means that one of the many challenges to his candidacy has been resolved. But there are other challenges still pending. So in terms of his whole candidacy, we'll have to find out how those things turn out. But right now, this is one challenge down.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, lastly po, we have Miss Ina. Miss Ina, go ahead.
Quick lang ito, sir. I missed lang yung part dun sa question earlier, sir. If ma-disqualify, pwede ma-substitute, kailangan po ba party mate?
Sorry, putol-putol ka, Ina. Hindi ko naiintindihan yung question.
If ever
Can you type
ma-disqualify...
the question?
I did, sir. I did na.
So the question is, saan na yung question ni Miss Ina? Kung kailangan daw po bang kapartido yung magsasubstitute? If
Not
ever.
necessary.
Yun po. Sir, another question po from Miss Hannah Borday of GMA Newsline. In case the unbank denies the motion for reconsideration filed by the group of Father Benefe, can they still appeal this before Supreme Court?
Yes. Yes. Decisions of the Comelec are appealable to the Supreme Court.
So far, sir, wala na pong question sa ating inbox, pati na rin po sa Viber.
Yung question on NPO. Yung question on NPO.
Okay, sir. That's from Sir Sam po of, wait lang, sir. I'll just scroll up for a while. There were two questions, sir. One is, may issues na na-raise ang Comelec sa NPO during the 2019 polls for allegedly outsourcing the printing of election materials. Was this resolved po, and sila po ba ulit ang magpiprint ng ballots for 2022 polls? Then the second question, sir, is on schedule pa din po kaya ang preparations ng Comelec if the printing of ballots will not start today?
Number one, yes, NPO pa rin ang magpiprint because under the rules, dalawa lang ang pwede magprint, BSP and NPO. And BSP has always taken a pass, no? Their printers are for printing money. So, NPO pa rin tayo. Second question is, are we still on track? Yes, we are. We're still within the allowances that we've built into our schedules. So, pasok pa tayo.
So, sir, yun na po ang ating last question. No more raised hands. So,
Okay.
I think wala na pong questions.
Thank you very much.
So, yung reaction nyo dyan mga kabanat patungkol dito sa pahayag ni James Jimenez kung saan kung sakaling ma-disqualify itong si Bongbong Marcos ay maaari siyang palitan talaga ni Amy Marcos. Basta't daw ka-apelyedo niya. Ang usapan kasi dyan mga kabanat ay ka-apelyedo niya. At saka itong disqualification case at cancellation ng COC ni Bongbong Marcos ay napakahirap ito patunayan. At siguro makakalusot lang ito kung isang Comelec ay bias mga kababayan, no? Lalo na ngayon na itong si Guanzon ay tila inuulan ng batikos dahil nga ay nakitaan ng pagkabias, no? Na parang hindi sang-ayon yung mga tao sa ginagawa ni Guanzon na siya ay nag-iingay. Mantakin mo nagbigay ng medical certificate itong si Bongbong Marcos at gusto niya pa ipa-notarize. So sabi naman ni Jimenez, kapag halimbawa ay ang mag-interpret daw ng batas na yan kung talagang may moral turpitude ito ay yung Korte Suprema din naman. So yan muna ang ating video sa araw na ito mga kabanat at huwag nyo rin kalimutan na paki-stay, paki-subscribe at paki-follow ditong ating channel.